Yeah, we live. Let's get it. So tell me this
Good.
topic for the day, baby.
We are going to be talking about long distance relationships. Now, this is a hot topic, y'all. This is a hot topic. I'm going to tell you why this is a hot topic. I was one of those people that was like, I can never do a long distance relationship.
Mm.
That just would not work for me. There's no way I could do it. That seems like that would be so difficult. I'm sure that there are other people that have said the same thing. And I really can vouch for this particular couple. I can't vouch for every long distance relationship, but I can vouch for this long distance couple. Now, the other half of the person that is here with us couldn't make it on camera with us. However, he's here. He's in the building. And so he's going to be commenting as we talk about this particular
Hmm.
topic. And so, Twyla, we're going to have you introduce yourself. And
Okay.
then, Andre, if you can introduce yourself in the comments, that would be great because we're going to be reading this. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. And so we want to be able to let both of you all introduce yourselves.
Okay. So, hey guys, I'm Twila B. Good, and I've probably met some of you in the group. And so, I am a certified sex coach, relationship coach, and so super excited to talk about long distance relationships because that's something that I do talk about with my services because it does work when it's with the right person. Okay, let me just put that disclaimer out there. But yeah, we want to talk about the pros and the cons of a long distance relationship and how we met and how our relationship has been going. And it's been almost 3 years now, so I'm excited to share some tips. Okay, yeah,
Absolutely. Okay, so we're still waiting for Andre to put his introduction in the comment section. But
yes.
as we wait for him to do that, I think I see something. He said it's not showing up on Facebook yet, but we can see it a lot quicker here on our screen.
He's in the private chat.
Yeah, he's in the private chat, and so
Oh,
we
okay.
we Andre put it in Facebook.
See, okay. So let's
He's
talk
so
about this.
he's so fired.
Any relationship requires patience and understanding. And I understand that he does not do social media like this at all. So let me
I,
just put
I,
that out
I
there.
Oh,
I'm with
he
him.
got his comment in here. Okay, he got a hello. We doing something. We
Yeah.
getting somewhere. Wait, I meant to turn the hourglass because when the hourglass is done, the live is done.
Not
So
days of our lives.
I'm a little behind. This is the new thing I'm going to be doing for our lives. When the hourglass is done, we are done. So uh,
Yeah.
Andre put in the private chat that he was the other half of the journey.
Good. Is he in here? I don't see his
He's
comment though.
he's in here. He put hello. He didn't put his introduction, but he put
No, that's
hello.
not him. No, that's the Andre Webster. Who's
Oh, it
that?
sure is.
No,
It
no,
sure.
no. No. No.
Andre, go to the Facebook side. We're gonna have to kick him out of the we're gonna have to kick him out of this side.
Oh my
Hey, she
Lord.
she know her man though.
Hey Andre, the other
She
Andre.
know,
And
hey,
hey Yule. Hey Floyd. Yeah, we gonna fire your Andre because
no.
so
This is
yes,
too funny. This is
that's right. Take up for
hilarious.
your man. It's funny to her. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, this is
no, but
the
it is
bearded
because
guy.
you do this type ish.
Then that's why I'm taking up for him. God
Uh-huh.
dang it.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Now he
So
did accept the
he accepted.
All right. So
Can we see if he's in here?
while you look at that, I'm gonna ask Twyla some questions.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
So in this long distance relationship, is this the first long distance relationship you ever had?
Yes, it is.
And
And so a little bit of a backstory is we actually met in a Facebook singles group. Um, this was in 2020, I want to say. Yeah.
wow,
And so you know
that's
how
that
they have
COVID
like the
love.
yeah, and so you know how they have like the posts, it was like giving a shout out to guys and they posted a picture and so you could like, that person's photo or whatever, and then you responded with your location and your photo. And so that's what I did. And I didn't think anything else about it. I was like, oh, okay, like he looks nice. And then I responded with my photo and my location is Dallas or whatever. And then maybe about like a few days later, I received a message in Messenger. For the love of God, thank God he did not say Grand Rising because I would have completely dismissed him because I cannot stand that. So, at any rate, it was his approach, and so we just started chatting through Messenger for a while, and then we exchanged numbers, and then we continued to have conversations over the phone. And
He's
then
here now, finally.
shortly after that, it was the freeze of Texas, the Texas freeze, that happened.
Oh, I remember
So we
that
had,
quite well.
yeah, we had made plans to see each other. I was going to go to Houston where he lives, but that happened. And so when the world opened back up in March, he came down here. So mind you, it was like 6 months before we actually saw each other. And so he came down here in March. We met at Sandaga. And after, a few cocktails and some dancing, and we went to Whiskey's Dallas, and we've been kicking it ever since. So
Oh,
yeah.
y'all was doing it up.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
did it up and did it
He was
Oh,
all
on
of it.
yeah,
he
y'all.
was on the Dallas scene for real.
Oh yeah, we did it all.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Every
he liked
position
you.
available.
He
Yes,
spent
we
money on
did.
them cocktails too. That's two clubs. Shit, that's love at
Yeah.
first sight.
Yeah, we had us
High
a
ass
good time.
drinks. Uh.
So
Look, he put
yeah.
it in there. Okay, I'm the bearded guy, the other half of the journey.
Is it?
So we wanted to have Andre on screen with you all, so you all can see both of them on screen. Um, but we were having some technical issues, and we decided to just go ahead and proceed with this conversation. We've been wanting to have them on as guests for a long time, and so we didn't want to wait any longer to have this conversation. They have a beautiful story. They're a beautiful couple. We've hung out with them. We've seen it with our own eyes. Like, I just love their story, and so we wanted to share the story because, like I said, I was a skeptic to long distance
Mhm,
relationships many years ago. I feel like I'm in a long distance relationship now.
mhm,
So, so I feel like I relate. Um Marcus travels a lot for work. So it really is like a long distance relationship. He's gone a lot of times Monday through Friday and he's home, Friday evening until Monday morning. And so it does have a hint of a long distance relationship.
mhm.
But you all actually do have a long distance relationship. What's the distance in you all's, where does he live versus where you live?
So he's actually in Houston. And so of course we knew that going into, when we first met. I was like, okay, you live in Houston. But, we had talked about like at the time, we didn't think that it would blossom into what it is now. So it's like, okay, you live in Houston. Okay, that's great. I'm in Dallas. That's what's up. And then, it just turned out to be, hey, we want to do, we want to take this seriously and be exclusive. And so it grew from it grew from there. I will say that in the very beginning, and he'll probably chime in on this as well, we talked about communication, big on
Mm-hmm.
that. How do we want to communicate with each other? And so I, expressed and said, I have to talk to you every day,
Mm-hmm.
via text, phone call, something.
Yeah.
Um, and if it's not verbal communication over the phone, then it is texting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and if I don't hear from him, he already know. all I got to do is send him this picture of my scales unbalanced because I'm a Libra, and so he already knows.
He's very clear about what that means. He said,
Absolutely.
he said them Houston boys are serious.
Listen.
And then he said, facts. You do send that picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
so the
we used to meet in
communication.
huh?
So you're saying that the communication, like you think that's the number one thing that helps the long distance relationship work is the communication factor?
Yeah, and how do you want to communicate with each other? Are you a person that, you have to talk on the phone to hear their voice? Are you more of a texter? I would say with a long distance relationship, if you can have a balance of the two, that's great because you want to continue to have that connection and hearing that person's voice, that relaxes you, that calms you down, and me anyway. And so I like to hear his voice. I like when we laugh together over the phone. That's we
Mm-hmm.
call it our phone dates. And
Yeah.
so, I'm big on we have to have a phone date. At least like out of the 7 days, I would say our phone dates are probably like maybe five nights. Yeah. And so I would say, talking about how do you want to communicate with each other, and going from there, but making sure that you actually talk to that person over the phone to hear their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Communication also is, you can send like naughty pictures. That's always fun because that physical part isn't there as if you are living with that person. So sending them naughty pictures is always sexy.
I gotta read his I have to read his comment that he just posted, and Marcus will be putting it across the screen. Communication and respect. Plus, I can say I do enjoy just hanging out with her. She is a delight. Aw, that is so sweet. I love it. I love it. And so I'm
Yeah.
glad he's chiming in because that's what I wanted. I wanted him to chime in the comments so that we can share with those that are viewing now and that will view later.
Mhm.
Because although he couldn't come in on video, we still wanted to have this conversation because it's important and we appreciate you all sharing. Let us first say that. We should have said that at the beginning. We appreciate you all taking time to come on and share with us. We've been wanting to have you on as guests for a long time because it's been almost a year now that we hung out and had our couples night event,
Yeah.
and Marcus and I got to see firsthand just how beautiful of a couple you guys are, and it's just amazing to watch. The energy that you all have with each other, and you can just tell it's such a genuine beautiful thing that you all have, and so we're
Oh,
glad we get to witness that. So
yes. Thank
um
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So for those that are like viewing that may have questions about long distance relationships or comments about long distance relationships, please feel free to put that in the comments, and as we take pauses we'll address those comments. But babe, did you have another question for Twyla?
Well, I've got plenty of them, but I don't think you actually knew this, but I actually tried a long distance relationship at one time. And at the beginning, it was the excitement of going to
Mhm.
see that person. But the thing that, as I reflect on it, what was a downturn for me, I don't think it was true love. When
Mm.
it was, once you get past the point of infatuation, I didn't see it as I don't want to go down there. I don't
Mm.
want to do this no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it
Mhm.
makes it short lived. But when I was researching this topic and I was looking at the percentages of
Mhm.
long distance relationships, and honestly, of a majority of long distance relationships do work,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and it was more positive than it was negative.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that was always stated was you value when you're together, you really value that
That's right.
time.
You do.
Like that time is so precious for you because you have that little window.
Hmm.
It makes the minor stuff really put seem minor. Like
Hmm.
let
Hmm.
me choose this time and enjoy her or enjoy him,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
and
would
that's when
totally
I
agree with that.
yeah, and I was like, wow. When you start looking at things in that more positive light, it really brings to light that this can work.
Hmm.
And when I look at you two, I'm like, okay, yeah, because we don't. I don't look at Twyla Be Good, the sex therapist extraordinaire. I look at you as Twyla Be Good and the bearded guy
Right.
relationship.
Right.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think one without the other.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And we know where he's down in Houston, but that is a testament to what you guys are putting forward and presenting. Like,
Hmm.
and that's what I respect about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely concur with that. And I think when you mentioned about you value the time a lot better, like I even feel like that in this relationship
Hmm.
because I know, like, okay, he might be gone for the next 3 weeks. And so all we have is the weekends. So you got to make those weekends count, right? So it's like, okay, I'm real focused on let's make sure we spend our time. We can hang out, we can see other people or whatever, but let's make sure we have our time on the weekends because you're gonna be gone for the next 5 days.
Right.
So what are your thoughts about you and Andre? Andre, please comment on this question. What are your thoughts about, when you do have your time, do you guys plan out that time or do you find that you guys are very like spontaneous with your time? How do you see that time?
So that is a good question and valid point. So, I was doing some research as well, and it's like 60% of long distance relationships, they are successful. And so it is work. I will say for us, it's truly planning because our schedules can be all over the place with my boys and what they have going on and with his family and his job and everything. So what we do, I have a Google Calendar, and it's a shared calendar, and we have on there like our weekends that we can see each other. And so we know in advance like the next weekend, that we'll be able to see each other. Okay. And then we also have what I like to call dating adventures. So he'll plan something when I go to Houston, or when he comes here, I'll try to find something for us to do. But we truly, maximize the time that we have and truly appreciate that time that we are spending together. And so I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to sit here and argue, with him because our time is precious and we don't argue like that anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
I truly appreciate the time that we are spending together because when he does come down here, he'll come down here Saturday. And so it's maybe around like 1 or 2 o'clock, but then he has to leave on Sunday. So it's hours that we are
Yeah.
spending with each other. And so I would find myself getting caught up in, oh, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this. And he would be like, well, we'll have time to do that. We'll have time to do that. In my
Right.
mind, I was like, I want to do everything right now.
Yeah.
But I had to, like step back and be like, just calm down and
Mm-hmm.
realize that we will have the opportunity to do all of these things. And then
Yeah.
sometimes when we are together, we don't do anything at all. We just, it truly is Netflix and chill in the hotel room. Like we'll
Yeah.
get something to eat, we'll come back and we will watch TV. We will, have our fun time, if you will. Because now that we're gonna get in. Okay. If we don't do anything else,
He
we are
said
going to do that. Because I have research that needs to be done.
he said I like to plan, but I try not to be rigid. And then he says, when she comes down here, I try to take her to the different places and make sure she enjoys the trips. That's awesome. That is
Yep.
so awesome.
Hmm. Yeah. So, and that's what we do, and that works for us. And so, I would say if you plan it, and realize too, this is another thing that we have had to understand is that we can plan for one weekend, for example. Something may come up to where those plans are altered, and we can't see each other that weekend. And what, especially for me, I've had to learn is to not pout and, and understand, what has happened as to those change in plans. And then how can we see each other again? Because,
Mm-hmm.
when you hear that, you have the expectation is, oh, I get to see my man or I get to see my woman on this said weekend. And you thinking about that all week or whatever,
Yeah.
all up until
The
that weekend.
anticipation.
Right. And then all of a sudden something happens that's out of your control and that changes everything. And so how do you receive that? Do you shut down? Do you get mad? Do you, have an attitude? you know,
Yeah.
like how do you are you mature enough to understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to realize that, yeah, we can plan everything out, but there can be some times where those plans have to be changed and to be flexible and understanding. Hmm.
Flexibility. He said those are needed times. Chill days, I think, helps both of us. So I think like what I'm hearing a lot of is um, open, honest communication,
Hmm.
flexibility. All right. So that's what we got so far.
Right. Now, the couple of one things I would think about the most would be the trust factor.
Hmm.
And that was always going to be a big one for anybody trying to have a long distance relationship.
Right.
One, we know trust is a factor in any relationship,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but it's the building of trust. I would think it make it even more difficult for somebody's say 4 hours away. Like, is that a mindset you had to go in? Like, okay, he's not giving me no reason or to distrust him, because that's what, as you know, me being on the road talking to other people,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, you're not FaceTiming him? No, I trust him.
Yeah.
You
That's a
know,
question that people have asked me. People have said, so you don't FaceTime him every night? You don't? I said, I don't because of the trust factor.
Right.
But we're all different, right? And
Hmm.
everybody has different needs. So, but I know if I told him I need to FaceTime you every day, he would say, okay.
Hmm.
And so neither one of us are like really big phone people. Sometimes I need that phone time, but I'm
Right.
not, I mean, generally, I'm not a phone person. But when we get to Thursday, by the time we get to Wednesday or Thursday, I want to talk on the phone. Like we've been texting all week. By Thursday or Friday, yeah, we need to be on the phone. Like, hey, what's been going on for the week? Like catching up, all of that kind of stuff. And so, like, I understand that trust is already, like you said,
right?
it's already a factor. And so, how do we balance that? Because you know what? That ain't even really nothing I think about like that.
Because I would really, I think, to even start, and this is just me thinking about this, to even start a long distance relationship, you have to have a certain level of maturity.
Right. You do.
Because if you have a distrusting nature from the beginning,
Hmm.
how can you make something like that work?
It won't, or it may start out that it's going to work, but if any type of insecurities or you have trust issues, then it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to work. It will eventually end. And I would say for us, because we talked for like 6 months to get to know each other, um, and have those conversations. I think that really helped us as well. And so once we decided that we wanted to see each other exclusively, I don't know, it's just a respect thing. I it's like I don't have a desire to be with anyone else. And I trust him. I don't know. It's something that I don't see him as this guy that would go out and, be with someone else. If anything, I know his personality. He would tell me, look, this isn't working out. He wouldn't do it behind my back, basically. So
Mhm.
we've had that conversation before, but trust is involved. You have to understand that. I think the way to handle that is to make sure that you do have these conversations, you communicate, and it's being effective when you do communicate. It's listening. It is. We have what I like to call relationship check-ins too. You know,
Mhm.
is there something within the relationship that is concerning to you? How's everything going, between us? Is there anything that's on your mind? Are you stressed out about anything in your own personal world or whatever? So I believe that you have to have those conversations as well. That's respect. That goes back to trust. And there's no signs of, oh, she's seeing this other person, or, he's seeing this girl over here. Because no, because there's only one Twyla. Be good. And
Speak
he's
it.
not getting this anywhere else. All of it. And all of it. Okay.
And wait a minute. So that is so funny because when you said that, and I said it too, like it's not something that we even think about. It's not even
Mm-mm.
something that we consider, right? I don't I'm not sitting up and being like, and I've been with people who I've had those thoughts about, right?
Mhm.
And I'm sure you have.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's not even something that crosses my mind to be like, I need to check on him. I need to FaceTime him because I'm at that space in life where if I need to be with somebody that I need to feel that way about, that's
Mm-hmm.
probably not my person, right?
Right.
Like I'm that
Right.
old. I'm that
Mm-hmm.
old and I've experienced that much that I don't want to be with someone that I'm constantly feeling the need to question. So when women ask me that question, because that's the only people that have asked me that question, other women.
Right.
So that already kind of tells me something about just like maybe the mindset and what Marcus said when he asked the question, maturity. It tells me a lot about mindset and maturity
Mm-hmm.
because mindset and maturity doesn't have you feeling the need to constantly have to be on FaceTime with somebody and constantly feel insecure that they're cheating on you and
Mm-hmm.
constantly feel like, oh my God, what is he doing? Where is he at? And putting a location on. And like, I am past that point in life where if I'm going to be in a relationship, that will not be what I'm doing. And I definitely want to address Floyd's comment where he says, I'm glad we're discussing this because I truly believe my lady ain't in my city.
So you put an invitation out, Floyd, for putting the flyers out for anybody looking for a
A
true
LDR.
a true long distance relationship in the city coming near you. His name is Floyd. He paints. He sings. He's a poet.
He does
Really
everything.
good guy. Really
He
good guy.
does everything. He's been my friend for, I don't know, 15, more than 15 years. And yeah, he's an amazing person. And yeah, that's
So
You
all
know,
I'm gonna say.
I'm
I
gonna go
would
back to
say
cheating.
too,
Oh, go ahead.
I would say too that you talked about being insecure. So in any relationship, whether that's long distance, well, especially long distance, that's that you have to be secure within yourself. Okay. And so
Mm-hmm.
you can't go into a relationship with these insecurities. I mean, we all have insecurities at some point, but when it comes to like trust, especially, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot you can't go in that relationship, you know, with that mindset. Okay.
Yep.
Because I'm not going through your phone. If I have to do all that, I need not be with you. I'm not doing all that at all.
Yep.
And so he does not give me a reason to question if he's doing anything else. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if you driving down here, that's 3.5 hours one way, um, and treating me like a queen, and then you got to go back another 3.5 hours, and we
Mm-hmm.
do this. We see each other about twice a month. I mean, you start to do the math and you're like, okay, this is an investment. And so we are investing
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship, is what we're doing. I would also say with long distance relationships, you want to also have the conversation of how long are we going to do this commute, whatever that looks like. And so for us, I'm not in a position to move to Houston next year, the year after next, the year after that. I'm not, because of my children here. And um, yeah, so we
So
talked
that's
about
Thank
that. We already know when that's going to happen. And I'm moving to Houston when the time is right. So there's no rush on that. I'm gonna have my sex shed instead of a she shed. I'm gonna have my little sex shed that he's gonna build for me. So yep. And I'm gonna do my coaching sessions in the sex shed. Yep, online coaching sessions.
what you looking at me for?
I'm just imagining that shit.
So, but I say,
Oh
you
Lord.
have to have the conversation of how long is this going to last? What is our goal?
Yeah,
Is it marriage? Is it, we're just going to continue to commute for X amount of years, whatever that is. But you need to put all of that out, have those conversations and discussions so everyone can be on the same page.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
So major communication is what I'm continuing to hear. Andre, we're waiting for you. Andre said drawing up plans. LOL. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. He drawing up them plans for your sex shed.
Yes, he is.
And
Yes,
so
he is.
I think it's important for like the audience to know about so we heard about you guys had initial conversations about
Mhm.
what this looked like, expectations, how long this would be a LDR. Um, have you all discussed, like, of course you said you've decided I'm going to be making the move
Mhm.
instead of him making a move, right?
Right.
And have you all had discussions about what that looks like when you do go there? I mean, I know you talked about the sex shed, but like, which is important. That's important.
Because I see like the she sheds, but I want it like sex shed. But
Yeah.
basically what it is, I want it to be designed to where I can do my coaching sessions and therapy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like my office space. Okay.
Right.
It'll be decked out more kinky like, if you will. And so
Mm-hmm.
that'll be my little office space. And yeah. So that is what I want.
In translation is when you move and you actually transition from long distance relationship into a more, I guess, traditional relationship,
Right. Uh-huh.
it's showing that you don't have to give up your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to lose yourself because, as I was researching, what advantages are of long distance relationship is you still have your independence,
Right.
and
Mhm.
when you transition, it's important to embrace the things that you've been for all these years
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because I think a lot of times we will think, well, okay, now we have to switch. People just can't switch like that. You
Right.
Yeah.
have you have to really have to
Maintaining your identity.
exactly that part what she just said.
Yes, I agree with all of that. And we were talking
Yeah.
about this last night, about not losing yourself in a relationship. And oftentimes we do that, whether you're long distance or not.
Mm-hmm.
But to bring up your point, once you transition and you move to where that person is, and now you guys are together, you know, do you give up what you were doing? And you shouldn't. He'll continue to do his thing. I'll continue to do my thing. It's just in a different, location.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that part of my life, I wouldn't, give that up just because, I'm going to be where he is. Absolutely not. If
Yeah.
anything, it'll continue to grow and, flourish while I'm there with him. Because that's part of the relationship. The relationship is continuing to grow and flourish and everything. And so it'll just be a different setting, if you will. But,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make sure that you maintain your identity, that you have your own life and hobbies that you were doing. That's
I
my
feel
firm belief.
I feel like that segues into my next question. So I'm jumping you because you got the last question.
You want to read his
But
question?
I want to address Andre's comment. He said, when we move in, I think it's important that she still has a space that she can call her space. Absolutely. Like
Right.
I feel like we're going through that right now in our transition. Just both honoring and respecting each other, having our own
Mhm.
space, and just that understanding. I feel like some things we have to talk about and some things we don't. It's just like he knows and I know, right? And I mean, I think that takes time to get there, but it's just a beautiful thing when you do. But
Right.
I wanted to segue into my next question, which addresses support.
Hmm.
Um, so I know that you are a woman on the move. I am a woman on the move.
Hmm.
Andre's a man on the move. Marcus is a man on the move. How do how do we um in any relationship? I mean, this is a you all are in a long distance relationship, but how does the support um come into play in you all's relationship?
Oh my. Great question. So support for us, it's a lot of different ways. I'll say one of the biggest ways is him giving me advice on how to grow and excel with what I'm doing with my business. And I always joke and say, I'm listening to you. I may not
Mm-hmm.
execute in a timely manner, but it may be months later, but I'm taking these notes. Like I will write down what he is suggesting
Mm-hmm.
and I'll process it and then I'll go back and then I'll execute. So that's one way of support there. Another way that I would say the support is with my classes. I'll bring him to work with me. So like he'll come to the classes and he could be, recording or giving his feedback to couples,
Mm-hmm.
whatever
Or a
it
happy
is.
participant.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Because we did research earlier. So
I don't want to go to section no more.
in the Twila's research facility, we have to talk about best practices. So, but yeah, but he'll go to class with me, coaching sessions. He's helped me with just, carry things for me, just little
Mm-hmm.
things, telling me how I can improve. If I travel, he's there giving his feedback. And so I appreciate all of that. And so sometimes I often wonder, how am I supporting him with what he's doing? Because I feel that he does a lot to help me out. And I'm like, ooh, how can I help him out? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's how he definitely supports me and listening to me.
So, and he says, I try to be her biggest cheerleader. I want her to succeed, and as much as she does. Maybe I bug her a little bit, but she knows it comes from a good place. Research. What did he say?
Maybe conduct.
Research might be conducted. I
Yes,
heard that,
Twyla,
Andre.
the
Hey,
Twyla's research facility.
And
Yes,
he's not even Andre to us. He's the bearded guy to us.
he is the bearded guy.
Inside joke for those that don't know. Like
Yeah,
he is the bearded guy to all of us.
he is
Go
the
ahead,
bearded guy.
baby. I know you
no,
had a question.
no, we just had to ask. What was his name? What was his real name again?
Yeah, yeah, the bearded guy. Yeah, but
You know,
I do enjoy and I appreciate that. And I can say that out of the relationships that I have been in, since I have been doing this, you know, um, the support is much needed. And it takes for what I'm doing, every guy's not gonna support what I'm
That
doing,
was
if
my
you
next
will. They
question.
don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when, he met me, I'm pretty sure he Facebook stalked my page because we all do
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, what in the
Mm-hmm.
world is she talking about? Not with these pictures. Oh my. you know.
So I really wish he was on visually for this part, because that was going to be my question to him. Like,
Mm,
how does he? And I can still ask this question, and he can put
ask.
his answers in the comments. Like, Andre, how do you support Twyla in the work that she does? Because there are a ton of men that would be challenged by the work that she does.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know this for a fact. I have a ton of male friends. A lot of men would be challenged by this. So, Andre, how is it that you're able to trust her? Not only just trust her, but support her through this, to understand, her particular journey when it comes to this, because you can tell she has so much fun in this lane. You can tell that, like, this is her thing. And how do you handle the fact that, she's getting a lot of attention from other men, that other men are looking or maybe saying certain things. So how do you, as a man with Twyla, how do you absorb that information and then continue to support and
Mhm.
love and respect and honor her? Because I think that's a beautiful thing, um to be able to accept that. And then I want to briefly, once Andre, quit trying to cut in on what I'm saying, bro. I had to get him right quick because he was like,
Oh,
look here.
you saw that?
Yeah, I saw you.
My bad.
Don't be trying to rush
I
me.
wasn't trying to rush you. I was just stuttering. Damn it.
and and because I want to also, like, talk about how, because I said earlier, I feel like sometimes me and Marcus are in a long distance relationship. And I
Mhm.
want to talk about and address how I feel I'm supported by him. So, babe, if you can put Andre's comment
Okay.
on the screen while you're looking at me. He says, I discussed the different subjects with her. Any subject can be conducted in a respectful manner. Dr. Ruth did it forever. LOL. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. A
Mhm.
man who understands, who is respectful, who also has his own understanding, right?
Mhm.
And he asks questions. He doesn't make assumptions. He doesn't make judgments. He looks and seeks the truth. And I absolutely love when not just men, but individuals, period, can do that. Because
Mhm.
sometimes we lack emotional intelligence, which doesn't, give us that, the space to ask questions or
Right.
research on our own, or try to have an understanding, or try to, push out the judgment. And so he says, he says, now I'm the test dummy on the how to ride class.
Listen. So when we
I
first
can't with y'all. I can't.
listen, when we first met, I was telling him, what I do, and at the time, I was starting to get involved and get the whole business up and running and everything. And so, I explained to him my purpose, my passion behind it, why I wanted to do it, how I got involved in it, and everything. So explaining that to him and showing him that this is what I want to pursue as a true business. It's not just all about sex. Well, it is, but at the same time, I'm not the one out here that's having sex with all these people. Absolutely not.
Right.
No, 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 no. That's not what this
Right.
is about. And so, he would then tell me, it's okay to convey the
Hey, Donna.
message, but you can present it in such a way where you don't have to show all of yourself, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, that makes, sense. And so I appreciated that advice from him. Okay.
Hmm.
And I
So
say all of
Andre
that.
told you. So
Mhm.
I'm sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
because I want to be clear on that.
Hmm.
So he said to you that that's good what you're doing, but you don't have to show everything. Is what he said.
That is how I received it.
Okay.
He might have said, you know, I think he might have said, what is the message that you're trying to get across? Um, I think that's what he said. He may have to chime in and correct me if I'm wrong. But what I received was, I didn't have to show all of, because I had some pictures out there, because I was doing erotic poetry too.
Right.
So that was how I got into this. And so after listening
Hmm.
to him, I was like, what do I want my business to truly be about? And so
Yes.
I, I will say I toned it down. I'm still sexy with it, but it's
Yeah.
not like what it
Bless you,
was
baby.
before. And then on top of that, too, as we continue to grow and evolve with one another, um, it's a respect thing. Like, respect him, myself,
Hmm.
and our relationship. And so, do I
Hmm.
want to have those pictures out there that were associated with erotic poetry? Do I want to still have that out there? Now I'm your woman. Now, it's kind of like,
Hmm.
maybe
Bless
I
you.
don't need to do all of that um, to make my business grow.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could
And
probably
he said professional always, always be
yeah
professional. And
yeah
so I can truly appreciate the fact that you were open to even hearing what he had to say about that, right?
right.
Because oftentimes, especially as women, when we are entrepreneurs and we're doing our own thing, like we have a vision for what we're trying to do. And so when
Hmm.
someone comes in, even if it's our mate, when someone comes in and is like, oh, this is what I think, but there are certain people that come into your life that allow us to be in our feminine energy
Hmm.
and allow them to be the man that they are. And it's still respect, it's still love, it's still honor. And I think that's important. And I just love hearing that you all have all those components of, what Marcus and I would consider a healthy, loving relationship, people that we definitely wanted to feature on Data Firm the Real because it's in alignment with what we talk about positive, loving, healthy, empowered relationships that other people can look at and say, maybe I formed a opinion about long distance relationships, and based on what Twyla and Andre has shared with us, then my opinion or my thoughts
Hmm.
might change. And so Andre said, I asked, did you want to be a thirst trap or a sexologist? Sadly,
Hmm.
you can't be both. And
That's
so I
what
definitely
he
want to I
said.
definitely want to feature that up on the screen right now. Look, the honesty,
Yeah.
the respect, the love, the loyalty, the commitment that we get to witness in you all's relationship is such a beautiful thing. It's you can tell when people are vibrating high and you can tell when people are vibrating low.
Hmm.
And at least I can. I can't
No.
speak for
Yeah.
everybody.
Hmm.
But it's a beautiful thing to witness that, you all vibrate very high. And it's such an authentic, beautiful energy that we get to watch with you all. And so, if people that are watching have questions for Twyla or Andre, please feel free to put them in the comments. We are
Yeah.
coming close to the end of this, and so we definitely y'all see that hourglass. See that hourglass, and
I love
so
that concept. I love it.
so we definitely want to utilize them and get information and have an understanding because they're they're loaded, with information um and advice. I
Hmm.
really like if I was a single person and I had made the comment that I don't want to do a long distance relationship, you all would definitely change my thought process. Especially after watching you all, not just by listening. And he says, and Floyd says, "Boo, this is great dialogue. Don't go." and and even that I love, right?
Mhm.
Because people are interested in this conversation. I knew that people
Right.
wanted to hear about this conversation. There are people that have been single that have given up hope, and that makes me sad. They have said
Mhm.
it to me. I just give up. I'm going to be single forever. But have you really broadened your mindset about relationships? Because
And-
your
mhm.
relationship might not be in the same city. Go ahead,
Right.
Twyla.
No, I'm sorry. I was going to say, when you said, people do comment and they say, I'll be single forever, or I can't find this person, or whatever that is. So that's negative thinking and negative talk. And so when
Mm-hmm.
you say those words, you know, then you're putting that out in the universe. And
Mm-hmm.
so my biggest thing is, are you speaking life into self? What are you saying that's positive about your relationships, or the relationship that you want to have? So I wouldn't. The first thing I would say is, don't say I'm gonna be single forever, because you will.
Yeah.
You don't want to put that out there, but you want to have an open mind and explore. Um, it's okay to have a long distance relationship. Don't think the negative thoughts about that. I would
Mm-hmm.
also say too is, if you are going to pursue a long distance relationship, get to know that person.
Mm-hmm.
Talk, communicate, um, actually be friends. We
Yeah.
are truly friends. Like, I tell him like he's my best friend. So, and he
Mm-hmm.
is. And so, but I would say, for us, what makes this different for me is, I actually took the time to get to know him. Whereas before, in past relationships, it was kind of like, yeah, we talk over the phone a few times, we hang out, we go out, and maybe one thing leads to another, and that's that. But with this
Mm-hmm.
particular relationship, 6 months, about, we didn't see each other. We had conversations over the phone. We had the time to get to know each other. That really helped us out a lot. Okay. So I would say, if you're going to do a
Mm-hmm.
long distance relationship, um, talk to the person, see if
Mm-hmm.
that's what they want to, and
Yeah.
see, can you make it happen. But it goes back to trust and respect too.
So let's address Andre's comment here. He says, I think deeper discussions on relationships are much needed, right? This is
Hmm.
why we decided to start this podcast. Because, in all honesty, and this is a recap for those that are new to our channel on YouTube, those that are new in our Facebook group, the reason Marcus and I started this group is because he noticed something that was happening, and I would share these conversations with him. I was getting phone calls a lot from people that were either single or in relationships.
Hmm.
And he would be sitting right there. And so, he was privy to some part of the conversation. And I would say, like, man, not only is social media negative about relationships, but I have people that I talk to that have a very negative concept and idea about relationships. And I understand that, you can get overwhelmed with the bad connections that you make with people or people doing certain things. But I think, like, even I had to be accountable for me.
Hmm.
And I had to stop saying somebody did something to me, because nobody did anything to me. When I
Hmm.
look back at relationships, nobody did shit to me. I did it
Right.
to myself. I invited you into my life. I may or may not have seen certain traits about you, but at some point, there was something that told me that you were not my person. And I proceeded anyway. So what I really want people to get out of this is, own your ish, right? Because I have a lot of people that they like people that are wounded, that you got to try to fix, that you got to try to pull up, that and then you're like, but they didn't want me. Yeah, because you chose a victim. You chose a
Mm-hmm.
person that was not ready to be in a relationship. Or
Mm-hmm.
you chose a person that you knew they was fine, but you knew they probably was a little, I don't know about them. So they
Right.
weren't faithful or committed to the relationship. So we have to start holding ourselves accountable for picking people for the
Mm-hmm.
wrong reasons. And I had to really acknowledge I was picking, literally, it was like walking in an adoption center at a for the animals and being like, I want that one right there because it's just so broke down and it looked like it's been through a lot. But when you take it home, it pee on you, it pee in the house, it bites you, it does all of those things. We pick mates like that too. We pick
Yeah.
people in our lives that will hurt us, that will bite us, that will do all these bad things to us, and then we blame them. But
Mm-hmm.
we had an opportunity to say, let me pick the best of the best because I'm the best of the best. And then let me not walk into a relationship wounded and broken and hurt and a victim. Because when you walk into a relationship from a more healed perspective, then you're going to see more quickly this probably ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not for me. And I probably shouldn't be here. And so when we become more accountable, then we can select better, whether that's long distance or around the corner.
I would agree, and I would say the energy too. I had to question myself, like, what's going on with these previous relationships? Like, what's really going on? And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm the common denominator. These are like these are it was fun, but it wasn't anything serious. It didn't really have any substance to it, and I began to
Mm-hmm.
realize I want more. So what am I going to do about it to where I can receive more? And so I had to take a hard look in the mirror and figure it out, and work on myself and get it together, and so get my energy right. And so
Mm-hmm.
met him, and it's like, okay, I do want a serious, authentic, genuine, healthy relationship. I deserve it. And so now that I have that, now, the mindset is, okay, say positive. I say affirmations over us, over our relationship. Um, I don't speak negatively about us. And so,
Mm-hmm.
because I do want this to continue to grow and to flourish, because I already told him I'm 47. I refuse to be 50 on a dating app. Like, that's just me. Nope.
Yes.
We gonna work this out. We gonna talk. We gonna,
Yes.
discuss what's going on. We're going to laugh. We're going to, continue to grow, learn each other. We're gonna have amazing sex. Yeah, and we're gonna be together.
Mm-hmm.
Cause,
Yes.
I'm not. No, 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 no. Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
gonna work it out.
Work it out. Andre said, LOL.
Yes.
Okay. So we have literally like passed the hourglass. However, Um, I want to put you both in the hot seat for a minute. We haven't had a guest in a while, and I don't think we've ever put any guests in the hot seat. But I'm feeling froggy tonight. I'm feeling froggy. We had all them technical issues and all of that, so we're gonna put you and Andre in the hot seat. And so Andre, because you have to comment, um, don't try to listen to what Twyla says before you make your comment. Just listen to the question and go ahead and just type your response to the question. So, hot seat question.
Okay.
What is the best thing about being in a long distance relationship? What is your answer, Twyla? And Andre, what is your answer? Hot seat time.
Oh, what is the best thing about being in a relationship with him?
What's the best thing about being in a long
Oh, a long
distance
time.
relationship?
Oh, a
I said
long
long
time?
term. I meant long
We
distance.
know we
Oh,
know what you mean. Long distance.
okay. Um, oh gosh. What is the best thing
Oh, he
about
said
being
chop chop.
in a long distance relationship with him?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, Well, I like him. He's my friend. I
Okay,
would say that would be
Andre.
the best thing for me. Hmm.
Twyla said, "I like him, and he is my friend." Andre, what's your answer? He says, "I value our time together. We have our space as well." I mean, literally, I feel like
We
they
do.
sound like us. Like, I feel like they sound like us because we definitely like. I get on his nerves. He get on my nerves sometimes, but I feel like we do value our time together, and we do
Hmm.
value our space and our time apart. Like, that's important for both of us. Um,
Yeah.
and I love
I
that.
don't feel smothered. I'll say that. I would say
Yeah.
in the past, I felt smothered, like I couldn't breathe. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to explain it, but with this, um, it is a balance and I appreciate it. So I guess I'd have to say that as well. Valuing the time and I look forward to seeing him. Like I truly look forward to seeing him. That desire is still there. Um,
Yeah.
I, I think oftentimes when people are in, we'll say, traditional relationships and they see each other every day, um,
Mm-hmm.
after a while, sometimes maybe that desire has faded away or slowed down a bit. But, if he were to come home every day to me, I would still be so excited. So we still have, at least for me, I still have that. I run up to him and hug him when I see him and everything. And I would continue to do that if we were together. What did he
I'm
say?
sorry.
What did he
He
say?
said fire and desire.
Okay with him.
I sure wish he could have been on screen. Oh
He
my
already
goodness.
know.
Hilarious. So
He gets me
um
tingly.
and I love how he describes you. He he said this now twice in the comments. He says she is a delight. And I mean, I just think that's a beautiful way to describe the woman that you're with in this long distance relationship. It's beautiful. Like it's a very beautiful thing. And I want people who are single to maybe, I mean, you don't have to, because me and Shamika talk about this every other Tuesday, where do whatever you want to do. Like, the choice and the decision is up to you. But I do want us to think outside of the box a little bit sometimes,
Hmm.
because what if you could have a relationship with a person that doesn't live 20 minutes from you, that's healthy,
Hmm.
that is an evolving relationship, that's productive, that's trustworthy, it's a trustworthy person,
Hmm.
that it's commitment, and that you can still do the things that you need to do in the city that you're in, and they can still do the things that they need to do in the city that they're in. And
Hmm.
when you come together at that time and that space, it's exactly what it needs to be. I
Right.
want us to broaden our minds so that we're not shut down to that, because I love to see love. I think that
Hmm.
everybody deserves love, especially amazing, wonderful people.
Yeah.
Floyd said, "I'm listening. Yes, Lord. Yes." Like,
Yeah.
and like I said, Floyd, you're one of my favorite people on earth. And I say this to you a lot. Like, do not give up on love. You are a great person, a great
Hmm.
man. You're supposed to have a great woman on your side. Do not give up. I know it can be frustrating. I know it's tiring dating and trying to learn people and figure it out. But, you know, don't give up, because this is such a beautiful experience to have. All right,
Yeah, I would
babe. What's your
say be
closing
open.
words?
Oh, can I
Yes,
have
be
a fun? I
open.
want to say one quick thing real quick. So, fun fact is the dating group, yeah, the Facebook dating group that we met in. It's so funny. His older brother met his girlfriend in the same group, and they're long distance too. And they're,
That's what's
What?
up. That's what's
yeah.
up.
Now
So,
that's dope.
Andre, I don't know if you want to like kind of chime in on that,
That's
but as we
dope.
were talking, he was like, "Yeah, they met in the same group, And I don't know exactly how long they've been together, but of course, his brother lives in Houston, and she is. I know she's definitely out of state. She's upstate, and so they fly to see
Wow.
each other. So I say that because it can work. Um, you have to definitely put in the work, respect, trust, communication. I cannot stress that enough. It's so important.
Andre said
And
about a year and a half longer than you all. That is
mhm,
Amazing.
beautiful. That is
yeah,
just absolutely beautiful. I
but
love that. I
mhm,
absolutely love it.
mhm.
He
You
said
know,
he invited me into the group. LOL. He's like,
and I
you can get
forgot
you a
how
group
I
guy
got in
too,
the
bro.
group. I don't even know how I got in the group. I wasn't in it that long. I can't remember. But yeah.
That's
Mhm.
amazing.
It really is.
That really is amazing.
Yeah.
I find that people our age, especially, are not meeting um, as organically as we used to meet in the previous
Mhm.
days. And so, yeah, let's just be open to different possibilities of meeting. Marcus and I actually met organically. Um,
Mm.
I mean, which is kind of rare these days. But it was a very organic meeting, and you don't really find that as much anymore, because people are so busy in their day to days that, you know, they don't really have time to do that while they're out moving around. And,
Right.
but yeah, we were able to do that. And I wanted to piggyback on earlier conversation about support. And uh, Andre said, "Of course, you was not there too long. You met me."
Yes, I did. My
That is too
superhero.
funny.
Ah,
He is my superhero.
But I definitely wanted to um, give Marcus his flowers about the support aspect of it. And as I mentioned earlier, I do feel like sometimes we are in a long distance relationship.
Mhm.
And when I have events, a lot of times it's on the weekend. And those are the times where we try to scrunch in as much as we can before he leaves again on Monday. And, this man loads my truck up. He unloads the truck. He sets everything up. He has come to understand all of my products. He's come to understand every last book. So if I'm not there, he can sell it because he
Mhm.
knows my stuff. And anybody that invests that amount of time to really understand your business, your vision, because it's
Mhm.
my thing. I don't expect anybody else to know my thing but me and anybody else I hire to know it. But
Right.
when somebody really puts in the effort, the energy, the understanding, the support to really, stand with you and behind you, and especially men in general, to not be intimidated by women who are really on the move and doing things, that's major, because I've been in relationships with men who have been intimidated or felt like it was a competition or
Mm.
didn't support me at all. And so having men who support us is a beautiful, amazing thing. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you
Yeah.
for
you're welcome.
always showing up, always supporting, no matter what. You could be tired, but you're there with me.
You're welcome, babe.
Thank you.
Oh, genuine support, it goes a long way. You know, to see him helping me and giving me advice and being there, when it comes
Hmm.
to classes and so forth, like that turns me on. Like that's the biggest foreplay
Yes.
ever.
That's foreplay, baby.
So, but listen, let me tell you, woo,
Foreplay.
that gets me tingly and all of my lady bits. I love it. I love, like, yes, yes. Oh, because it's something that's sexy to me. Like that's
Yes,
my dude,
it is.
that's my man. Like, yes. Okay. So,
To have your man there with you, standing with
right.
you, like,
I'm not
and
going to jeopardize
looking at
that.
you with pride.
Listen, I'm not going to jeopardize that at all. So, if we 3 hours away, I'm not going to risk that for somebody that's local. Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
No,
Look,
I'm good.
he done put the ears up.
So, yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely time to close out now because we're at 9:30.
Oh yeah.
So,
All
do
right.
you or Andre have any closing words that you want to share with anybody before we close out? And then, babe, do you have any closing words?
Let's let them go.
Okay.
Oh, I would say have an open mind when it comes to long distance relationships. Definitely, you can make it work if you are with the right person that wants it just as bad as you do. It is an investment. Um, Trust, respect, all of that, and just talk about what are your goals with the relationship as well. Um, yeah, that would be, and healthy relationships do exist. You know, I always put that hashtag out there,
Mm-hmm.
but as a relationship coach, I stress the importance that healthy relationships do exist. And I'm grateful that I am in one. And so, because I am in one, I want people to know that you too can be in one as well. But the relationship
Mm-hmm.
truly starts with yourself. And do you have a healthy relationship with you before you go out here in the open trying to have a healthy relationship with anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's my last 2 cents.
Andre, do you have anything you want to share with us in the comments? And as we wait for your comment, babe, what do you want to share?
Oh, okay. So basically, long distance relationship, local relationships, any relationships. As you all heard tonight, if you don't have the fundamentals down, you don't have any relationship. If you notice from everything we've been talking about tonight, going back to the group we started, communication, trust, all those are
Respect.
basic found respect.
Mm-hmm.
All those are basic foundations for any relationship. And once you master those and get those down, you can then go to long distance, local relations, but you gotta have the basics down. Get yourself right. Because to piggyback on what you said, and I heard this somewhere, you often attract a mirror of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not right, you can't be right for somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get unright in your life.
Absolutely.
But
And so Andre has commented, and we want to feature his closing words, which is relationships are a building block to greater prosperity. They do exist. They are a blessing. That is absolutely beautiful. That,
yes.
I mean, if you want to close words out, good Lord. I mean,
Yes.
I am a wordsmith, so I'm totally into words, like totally into words.
Take our job.
So like, yeah, you can always get me with words. Those are some words to close out a damn
Oh,
show. Like, damn, Andre, I hate you wasn't on here live with us because
I know. We have to do
like we
this
would have loved to
again.
hear that. And we tried, y'all. Like we was trying to work through them technical difficulties because we wanted you all to see this beautiful couple on screen together. So you can see like the energy, the synergy between them. Like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing to watch. And so, man, that was beautiful to close that out.
We have to
He
do a
said
part
we have to
two.
do it again soon. Hey, the
Yes.
fact that you said that, put us on the calendar quick because we
That
know you get
the
busy.
shared Google Calendar.
Let's put that on the calendar quick. We have to
Yeah.
have you guys back on here. This was such an amazing conversation. We appreciate you all taking your time this evening to come on with Marcus and I. Um, Data Firm the Real is such a beautiful baby for us. Like this is our baby. And we appreciate those that have joined us, who share the videos with others, who share this page with other people. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please share this video out with your friends and your family. My baby's not feeling good. I don't know if you've heard it. He's a little stuffed up. And
Oh,
so y'all send him some love and light and healing energy so that he can heal up. I'm getting ready to put him to bed.
Hot toddy. Extra on the toddy.
Hot toddy.
Extra on the toddy.
A hot toddy is about to go down.
thank you so much for having us on here. Truly appreciate it. We have to do this again. And we have to get together again too and hang out.
Yes.
So, but yes, we will definitely put you on the calendar, and we will practice like a day, the day before, to make sure that he's able to navigate.
That's not a problem.
Yes. Andre said, thank you for having us. Of course.
Send me the
Yeah.
plans. Send me the plans for the sex shed. I got a hammer. I got a drill. I can make my own. Damn it.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Focus, babe.
Listen.
Now you want me to have a sex shed? Really?
Oh. No.
Just have, just a room. Listen, I'll help decorate it. Anything kinky, I'm your girl. Yes. Yes.
We
Yes.
already know you got us.
Oh, yes. And anybody else that's listening, if you want a sex shed, I got you too. I can, help decorate. Or if you want a sex room, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she will, y'all. She will.
Yeah.
She ain't playing.
He said whips and dips. I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all. I'm done for tonight. I am done with y'all. Y'all don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Until next time, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this video out with your friends. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Seeing eyes of mine, you see, there are no trees inside of me. Eyes of mine, you see, there are no trees inside of me.